Shut up and sit down.
Welcome, MotoGP fans. Hey, this review is going to be a little bit different. I am going to give it from the point of view of a motocrosser and supercross game player. So any of you MXGP and Supercross the game fans out there that happen to be watching, this one is for you. I want to look at this game, MotoGP 19, that just came out. It has some great features that I'm hoping they put in MXGP 19 that's coming out in August. Let's take a look at them and see what this game's all about. It has all the regular game modes such as career, which you have 3 choices: Moto 3, Moto 2, and the MXGP class, multiplayer and quick modes, and then you have these historic challenges. This would be so cool in MXGP. You could do some cool donations challenges, old Roger DaCosta or somebody like that. That'd be really cool. Like, take a look at this one. This is Dejiro Kato at Motegi. You had to do a pole position lap. It would be so sweet to have this in MXGP 19. It would make a lot more playability to the game and a lifetime. Right, so let's take a look at this next feature. I'm just setting up. I'm doing just a quick race. I'm using Kevin Schwantz on an old 500cc bike, a 2-stroker. I set the difficulty to 80%. I don't know how good I'm at this game. I'm not very good. I've only played a few hours doing some time attacks and historic challenges. But man, the game looks really polished. These animations, cutscenes. So this is just in the garage during practice or qualifying. This feature is what I want to show you though. The bike setup. You talk to your track engineer and you can do this a guided setup.
Here we can see the riders and engineers.
And so what you do is you pick different parts that you're having issue with the bike. Corner entry while you're in the corners, the exit. So I'm picking, like in the corners here, and I'm telling them, what the problem is. And then once you select this, you can have them apply the changes. This takes 5 minutes during practice, so it takes up time. So you can only do limited changes with this. But then it tells you what it changed on the bike. Man, I love this feature. A lot of these games, F1 that I've played in the past, MXGP games, the Supercross games, you don't quite often know what to change to make you do better on the track. It's a trial and error. Of course, it tries to follow real life. So if you have some understanding of motocross suspension or anything like that, you can make some changes and get some valuable time on the track. But this helps you out so much just as a new person to these games, without having to dick around with these settings all day. I just want to, hey, this real life. You tell your mechanic, hey, this is what's going on. They make the changes. You go out and try it. That'd be so cool to have that in MXGP 2019.
Let's see if he's looking to record a good time or whether he's just testing out a change of set.
So this is a quick race I did. Let's just see, how this AI is at 80%. We'll go over the gameplay a little bit and try to compare that to other Milestone games, the MXGP and the Supercross games. The graphics are very similar. They're all made nowadays on Unreal Engine 4. I was getting pretty good frame rates. I have a GTX 1070 on my PC. And I think I was getting, with this on all the highest settings, in the 90s to 120 frames per second. When I was playing Supercross 2, and I'm playing at 1440p also, when I played Supercross 2 with all the highest settings, I was getting about, I want to say 90 frames per second. I don't know why. This is a newer game. Maybe it's more optimized. It could be just the number of objects on the track. Supercross has, all the jumps and a little bit more textures on the actual track, maybe. I'm not sure. A little bit better performance. I really love the way the riders, the animations for the rider, it's really smooth. The thing that is cool is you can go into your rider setup. You can change their riding style. There's like 4 or 5 different styles, from this old school style like Kevin Schwantz here back in the 80s to the really new stuff like Mark Marquez hanging off the bike with his elbow on the ground. You can even pick how many fingers you want for your clutch, 1 to 4 fingers, and you'll see that in the animations. Kevin Schwantz probably using 4 here. Maybe, I don't even know. Let's see if he clutches here. Can't really tell. Then you can also, if you're a fan of MotoGP, you'll notice in the more recent years, Valentino Rossi, kind of has everybody dangling their leg off coming into the corners now. So that you can choose whether your rider does that or not even. If you're familiar with MXGP or the Supercross games, all the riders, the AI riders, all look the exact same in their riding style. They do not look different. They have the same riding position. If they could add that to MXGP 19, that would be so sweet also. This first person mode, I was doing not bad for the times that I had tried it. I've been racing MXGP and Supercross only in first person mode, and here's the actual helmet view. This was a little bit more difficult. Seems like it did swing out a little bit farther, the perspective, so I went off the track quite a few times. I was beating these guys, then they start coming back. Hey, there's McDoing, Biaggi, man, all these guys, all these legends, Gary McCoy, Crivier, Rossi, Wayne Rainey, man, all these legends. It's really cool. Now, could you imagine racing against the legends in MXGP or Supercross the game? I mean, there's so many. Who do you pick? I mean, that'd be so awesome to do that. Another thing about the gameplay on these bikes, they did a really good job at the feel of the bike and moving around on the track. Your tire temperature, you see the little gauges on the right there by your tachometer. It gives you the tire temperature of front and rear and how much tire tread you have left. In motocross and supercross games, you don't really have to worry about that too much. But you really have to. It took me many laps to figure out how to ride this bike. It would not stop for the corners. And I finally figured out you have to lean forward to weight the front wheel to get this thing to stop and to turn. But man, and the really cool thing is there is front end feel with the, I'm using Xbox One controller. You can feel the rumble when you're going to lose the front. And so you can kind of let off the brakes when you're trail braking into these corners. You feel that front end going, let off the brakes a little bit, and you'll not crash as easy. And so that was a cool thing, because in the motocross games, there really is no front end feel at all, I don't think. It's like either hook up or you don't, and you're just battling the rear end sliding out under power. A lot different in this game. It's really fun. The AI, once they get going, you got to hit your marks. And in MotoGP 19, they use a new thing called Neural AI for the AI riders here. A neural network. These AI riders, they let them do like 200,000 laps at each track to learn the ideal lines, and supposedly they got a lot faster than the old AI. I can't really attest to that because I'm not too good at this game. But everybody knows in MXGP and the Supercross games, the AI needs to get better in the next versions. They suck so bad. They're so slow. They take the worst lines. They need to be more realistic. And hopefully they can apply this neural AI to those new games coming out. So I had fun racing the AI. It was a good challenge at 80%. I think I could have beat them, but I will get better and try a little bit harder in the future. All right, this was a very cool addition to this game. I don't know what other is. I think Ride 3 from Milestone had an editor, but this is so cool for doing your helmets. Up until now, only PC players could get some mods from Pay 2021 and Leone to add the official suits and the updated gear. But this one, you can design your own helmet design, and man, this will give guys a chance to make their custom helmets stand out, be unique. Really cool. I only messed around with this for a little bit, but man, I think you can make some really cool designs, and then you can share them with the community and download them. It's going to be really cool. So if any of you have made any cool designs, let me know in the comments and I'll check them out for you. your other option, you can also design your own numbers for your bike, which is really cool. And you can design your own butt patches. So this one, I'm just, I'm going to do the Kraken. But this is really cool too. So this will show up on your leathers, to be even more, some of the patches they have, like in MXGP, Supercross, these games, they're so generic, and like, why do you even want to put them on your gear? But if you can make your own, that's just so sweet. So that's another good addition to the game, which I hope they put in MXGP 19. So you just go to your rider, go to the butt patch, and there you go. Pretty sweet. Right, so lastly, I took a look at multiplayer. One of the features they touted were dedicated servers for multiplayer. So I just wanted to see what the experience was like compared to MXGP or Supercross the game. I was kind of disappointed. This game just came out, and I went into multiplayer, and I could not. There was 2 lobbies active. I was very surprised. Really cool though is you have a lot more time in between races, and you can go through the setup, through the guided setup. So if you don't have a setup saved, you can just go through there, but you can load your save setup. And let's take a look at this this online race I had with these 2 guys. So I don't know who had started the lobby, but there's no AI in this. These 2 guys were pretty cool. I didn't get to talk to them in chat, and I don't know what I'm doing off the line, but they were ripping off the line and just blowing by me. But I had been practicing on this track, so I knew it. So that was one thing I had going for me. Yeah, so shout out to I Am Vice and ATM, I think his name is. They were pretty cool, and you'll see coming up here what I mean by that. So dedicated servers. The that guy went wide, but the other guy's bikes, I did not see them jumping around at all. How that usually happens. Where they will just be all over the track like in Supercross the game. I did not experience that at all, so as far as that goes, it went well. I was just disappointed about the number of lobbies that were available to join. And that bike, you can back the bikes in, and man, it's so nice under braking to feel that bike moving around. Yeah, and take a look at this. I made a mistake, or this guy made a mistake. He went a little wide, and I was going on the racing line, but I got in a little hot. T-boned him. We both went down. But the other guy, he was nice. ATM, he's like, I think he was better than us, and he wanted to race with us. So he slowed up and let us get back going, and I let I Am Vice go since I took him out. But yeah, this number 2 guy, he was nice enough to give us a chance. So again, yeah, oh man, I got all out of shape. Hey, but from somebody that plays motocross games, MXGP Pro, Supercross 1 and 2, and me being a fan of MotoGP, I haven't played a MotoGP game since, oh man, the early 2000s on the very first Xbox, when they were beta testing Xbox Live. MXGP game was one of the beta games, and I played a lot of that, a lot of Donington and Jerez. So anyways, if you're a fan of MotoGP but you only play the motocross games, I would get this. Definitely do it. It's worth it, and I hope they can put some of these features in MXGP 19, which is coming out. Hey, if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks a lot.